Hey everyone, I'm back again with another r/relationship advice, and this one is titled Married for 8 years, new baby on the way, but discovered cheating 5 years ago. Please make sure you like the video and subscribe, and don't forget to hit the bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Let's get right into it. Throwaway account while I assess my options, as I'm not sure what to do here. My wife and I have been married for 8 years, during which I've always had a full-time job and she's been a student. We have a 6-year-old child already, and just a couple of weeks ago successfully got pregnant with our second child, which we've told our families about, but not our friends. We are generally happy together. We've obviously had ups and downs like anyone, but now we do love each other. First part of this very long story. A few years ago, my wife was out with some friends and unexpectedly didn't come home while I was babysitting our infant. Her story at the time was that she had to stay at a friend's house, and I had no reason to doubt this because the friend in question had also been my friend since we were very young kids, so I kind of thought if anything had gone down, then I'd know. At this time, she had just about gotten over a bad bout of postnatal depression, which I supported her through as best I could, and I was overjoyed she was seeing her friends and had a hobby. I did ask her what had gone on, and she said they'd just gone for more drinks, and I trusted her, so that was fine. A few months later, she gave up on the boxing, but again, nothing really seemed that unusual. I didn't think about it again for years. Fast forward to a couple of weeks ago, I heard a comment from someone who only vaguely knows me saying that he has no idea what his wife is up to, and then later referring to her as a serial adulteress. My wife was with me at the time, and we both agreed it was bizarre because it seemed that way. This wasn't the only time I'd heard something along those lines, but I trusted her. The difference was, this was the most concrete statement I'd ever heard on it, and to me, clearly merited discussion with her. After this chat with my wife, I thought I was fine, but my mind started to work over time, and I realized there have been a few incidents in years since the boxing night, where she's not come home or started to niggle at me. I have always asked questions the day after, but explanations have always seemed reasonable, and usually backed up by friends, so I believe that I should take her word, and if I can't trust her, then we probably shouldn't be together. So I've never asked to see her messages or anything like that. I'm in no way the jealous type, so even though I knew she was messaging various people all the time, it didn't really bother me. For the last few weeks, my wife has been using my work phone for her Facebook and Messenger accounts. Today, I logged into what I thought was my own Messenger account and realized straight away it wasn't, and was about to log off until I saw some weird unread messages from friends who were there on that boxing night that made me stop. I've never been interested in her messages before, and I know I shouldn't have done it, but the overheard comments had gone in my head, and after a couple of weeks of mulling it over, I honestly felt like her friends around me knew something I didn't. I looked back and found 5-year-old messages between her and a guy from that night in question, and also messages from this guy's wife, who has since divorced him, which confirmed something had happened between them, which she said was a mistake, but she liked him. They obviously liked each other, but their circumstances with their children wouldn't allow them to carry on. She told him he was a good guy and that she was sorry. Obviously, this was a huge punch to the gut, and I felt devastated, as if I'd been an idiot to trust her all these years. I also felt the responsibility to look at myself and wonder what I'd done that drove her to do that at the time. Since calming down, I feel pretty terrible for having looked at her messages, and I've also broken her trust now. She knows any sort of cheating is a deal breaker for me, and if it wasn't for our new baby being on the way, I would be happy to confront her about it, and my feeling is that would probably end in separation. If I'd known about this in 2015, I would have certainly left her at the time and been able to single parent our one child. My dilemma now is that we are in the early stages of a second child on the way, and I feel it would be wrong to leave her at this stage when she and my kids need my support, as it's not either of the children's fault, and I know the older child would be absolutely devastated if I did this. This incident I have proof of happened more than 5 years ago now, and she's lied to me about it that whole time, which is what gets me the most. I now feel like there's probably been other incidents, and I don't know if I can get back to the level of trust I had, or even if I was right to give her the benefit of any doubt. I couldn't be the kind of partner who demands to check her phone and things like that, because I feel like that's pretty toxic behavior. And I feel bad enough for checking up this time, even though I turned out to be right. I worry confronting her about it might just make her better at hiding it now. And I feel like I've probably been in denial of a number of red flags over the years. I haven't spoken to her yet, but I can't let this go, and I don't intend to. I also messaged the guy's ex-wife to ask her if she could fill in any details for me, which I'm not sure was the correct call, because I shouldn't be dredging up something she probably doesn't want to talk about either. But it was my knee-jerk reaction now, and I'm not sure if I even want to know what went on anymore than I already do. I'm pretty lost, and I really don't know if I can regain the trust, and I feel like I've wasted 5 years of my life supporting a woman who now I don't think ever cared for me much. I want to take a few days before I confront her to see how my feelings develop. If I'd found out pre-pregnancy, there's no question I'd leave her and be done with it. To me, almost 10 years of trust have effectively broken down. I think I need to be honest when I confront her and own up to what I've done with the messages, and also which I accept as part of the trust problem. My gut feeling now is telling me I need to be here for my new child when it comes, and I feel like if we split, I'll be cut out of a lot of that, which isn't fair because I'm not the one who's caused this, and I really don't know what to do or how to approach it. I really feel like if I make the wrong call here, I will mess up mine and both my children's lives. Question for the sub: where do I go from here? The first advice says, you say that you aren't saying anything because of the kids. I think you should know that a kid growing up with two happy parents who are together is best for the kids. Next best is two happy parents who aren't together. Way lower on the scale of what is best for the kids is two unhappy parents who are still together. And the second advice says, you can still support your children and be divorced. Leaving your wife and getting out of this situation does not mean that your children will not be taken care of. Yes, it's painful and an adjustment, but you have a hard rule: no cheating. She broke it. Eventually, you won't be able to contain your anger and resentment, and/or you'll always wonder what she's doing behind your back, who she's texting, etc. And it'll just become a negative environment for the children as well. You can still be the amazing father you are with 50% custody. You don't deserve to live like this. It's been years and they were just college-age relationships. But I remembered when I had suspicions of cheating with my exes, it felt like my relationship was haunted, for lack of a better word. I always felt like there was someone I couldn't see just around the corner. It's miserable, and neither you nor your children deserve to live that way. Thank you guys for watching. Please comment below and let me know if there's any other subreddits you guys would like me to make videos on, and also like the video and please subscribe.